Let's see. Starting. Stream health is green. And there we go. Now we got a picture. Alrighty. So, I'm going to be trying to make this a little bit more of a common thing. I don't normally stream all that often or on any sort of set schedule, but I've been having some really good interaction with the community in the last couple of times we decided to stream, which were immediately after Captain Foley, so we could show off some Starfleet Command. Well, I kind of want to get things down a little bit more, because a few people have asked, hey, when are you going to be streaming? What times do you stream? Seriously, dude. Do it on a little bit more consistent basis. So that's what we're going to try and do. So for hopefully the next week, we're going to be trying out to get a stream going every single day. I'm hoping to have them right around, well, now, which is going to be about 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find out your own equivalent for whatever part of the world you're in. So with that said, we're going to start things off. And we're going to be continuing a campaign that we normally do. We're not going to be starting a brand new one or going to the Thresher or the Berlin campaigns, which were the campaigns we were showing off the new Federation stuff, mainly so that Captain Foley could see the cool stuff that he has to look forward to. Instead, we're going to be returning to our ISC stream, since that was requested, and because I would really like to get back into the ISC a little bit. So, let's rejoin our peoples and come back into in the middle of our invasion of the Federation. And we already have our nice little isolated sector out here, where our starbase, I believe we have, is right here at 18.8. So, not a bad position. We are currently engaging a planet of 16.9, and I have no idea what ship that I'm in, other than it is the light cruiser Acceptor. Can't quite remember how we left off on this, so I'm just going to go back home for a little bit, so I can just actually see the supply screen, see exactly what we're in. We're in an HDDC-1. Isn't that a mouthful? So we'll go to this C3 and yep, HDDC1, 4 Plasma F torpedoes, holy crap, 2 Plasma Eyes, which are rear-facing Plasma F torpedoes, 4 Phaser 1s and 4 Phaser 3s. That's a pretty interesting, it's a heavy casual carrier destroyer. Oh, we have fighters, do we? Let's check that out and see exactly what it is we're dealing with. Supplies, fighters, and apparently we do have fighters, we just haven't brought any. So let's find out what the most expensive fighter is, because you can bet dollars to the donuts that that'll be the best. So Tort 3s, and we can pick up to 4 of them. Let's get these loaded on right away. And do we take... sure, why not? We'll take an immediate fleet action. Just sort of see what we have to do. Hopefully the fleet action will put us in a fleet with decent enough ships so that we don't have to fight the entire enemy on our own. Or at least that's the plan. So we will red alert and prepare for battle and see how fast this thing can trundle along at. I'm not anticipating great speed, but we do appear to have quite a bit of power available to us. We have 32 normally, and we can bust this all the way up to... Wow, that's 16, 17-ish in terms of actual speed. We're really going to actually start booking it. We are being escorted today by the Fraud, as well as the Poacher. So the ISC, who tend to name their ships after things like Justicar and Judge, are apparently working with pirates today, one of which is legitimately called the Fraud. So that's an interesting way to start the day. And we can see quite a bit of heavy firepower. Jeez, what kind of arcs are we looking at? Okay, so this plasma torpedo only fires backwards. This plasma torpedo only fires backwards. These I-1s only fire at a rear arc as well. Interesting. We actually have a fairly decent broadside arc. Bring galactic peace. Yes, we shall try, Chris. We shall do our very best to bring peace, prosperity, and most of all, hegemony to the galaxy. At least that's the hope. So we're going to keep on trundling along. I don't see any enemies. Now, the arcs are not great, but what sort of fire groups did we set up? We have 4 Phaser 3s on 1. Ooh, I must not have actually had a chance to set up my fire groups, because that's just weird. Alright, so let's grab all of our Phaser 1s, of which we have some weird arcs for these as well. And our Phaser 3s, that'll be all of those. Mount that onto 1. I'm just going to put all my Plasma F torpedoes on 1. I don't think I'm going to split them between front and back. I could. In fact, I'll use 3 as the rear firing only group. I'll keep them all bound to 2, but I may as well use 3 and 4 as firing groups as well. That way we have something already set up. So we've got 1, which is phasers, 2, which is plasma, 3, which is rear plasma, and 4, which is 4 plasma. And we're squaring off against a BCJ, a New Jersey-class battlecruiser. It's currently using the Kirov hull, which I quite approve of, although they all have subtle differences in terms of the actual stuff that's mounted to the hull. And hopefully, we'll be able to take him down without too much damage. I'm starting to think that maybe we got this cruiser after we died, mainly because we didn't have any weapon groups set up. It has been a couple of months, actually, since we've tried to stream this campaign, so that may be that too, and we just lost a file somewhere out there. So let's increase the speed of time as we trundle on forward. We're also going to make this opportunity to buff the forward shields. Now, the New Jersey class has expanded photon torpedoes, I believe. Yeah, he has 2 additional photon torpedoes and 2 missile racks. The missile racks are pretty much universal, I'm fairly certain, on all the battlecruisers, but his sort of midships mount is a torpedo mount. The Kirov is missiles, the Bismarck is plasma torpedoes, the Excelsior is an aft-firing photon torpedo launcher for all the people who don't actually want to fight and just want to run away. And then, also using this hull form is the battlecruiser carrier, which has, as you might imagine, hangar bays. So let's zip on in here. We have quite the heavy armament, although he is just getting gutted out there. We're not going to bother launching our fighters into that. He has too much point defense for me to want to risk that. And our fighters are kind of expensive at this point. But are you gonna? He's gonna do it. All right, so he is dropping a Wild Weasel shuttle. That was to immediately try and avoid our plasmas. However, we fired our plasma in pseudo mode, which means we faked him out. We didn't actually fire plasma torpedoes. We just had him think that we were going to fire plasma torpedoes, and he's deployed a mine, so that'll shut off the that will shut off his Wild Weasel and allow us to engage him. So he did 10 damage to our shields, and we then struck back with 61. So we can actually fire... Oh, did we not fire all of them? Apparently not. Let's get an aft shot in there. One more plasma torpedo just to get out towards him. We're traveling fast enough to be able to mostly avoid this, but we have a couple of phasers that are available just to fight him anyway. So yeah, he is in a bad way. So firing the pseudo-plasma torpedo fakes him out, makes him think we're firing actual plasma torpedoes, and then he gets, well, totally decimated because he made a bad move. So we're just going to come in here, and he's just about dead. There we go. So a nice way to start things off is to just shatter a Federation battlecruiser who is no doubt raiding rear lines. We do, of course, have to protect that area of space. Otherwise, we might lose it. We only have a single starbase currently supplying our entire invasion. I mean, we had to travel across all of this neutral territory. I should probably go back in and fill that, but I don't want to. I'm going to pop back up here so we can't keep things in control. We don't want this starbase to get threatened at all, and it doesn't exude that much pressure. We really do have to take a planet relatively soon. Unfortunately, taking out planets is not exactly going to be easy in a ship that, well, we have a lot of firepower, but it's close-range firepower. All right, off in the distance, we already have a single light cruiser. We're going to get ourselves back up to speed once again, which was, what, 15, 16? Which is pretty nice. Yeah, 31.4 points of energy spent for that. That gives us over half a point of power in order to put into forward shields, even as we trundle along at this speed. So this is a really nice ship, actually. I'm quite happy with it. We are squaring off against pirates, and according to the fleet screen, it is a CV5 or a CVS. It's a CVS. They're going to drown us in paper. And we have a DWV, also a pirate vessel, although it's only considered a frigate on this, so not too much to worry about just about yet. I'll send a probe his way. I'm more concerned about him than I am of this DWV, but I will also take an opportunity to quickly set up a shuttle for a couple of, for a Wild Weasel decoy. That way, just in case he's packing plasma torpedoes, we have something to respond with. We are operating in Orion territory there it is. And so, of course, plasma torpedoes are a possibility. We're probably going to try and fight them at high speed then, let them fire their plasma torpedoes and waste them, instead of trying to get into a slugging match. After all, we only have a single Wild Weasel shuttle. If I had more, I wouldn't feel so bad about going in to try and just crunch one out, but at this point, we only have the one. So we get one chance to use that, and then we're dead. And this DWV is also packing plasma. Jeez. So I have enough plasma armament to defeat both, well, to match both of them, but there's 2 hulls, and they're going to be interesting. He's also got fighters on board. That was something... Oh, deep-type plasma torpedoes. I was about to say, I don't know what sort of anti-fighter defenses they have, but they have the best ones possible. A deep-type plasma torpedo fires an entire plasma torpedo at a target, and it's seeking, and it hits fighters quite badly. It's even better at killing pseudo-frigates, but against fighters, you're going to lose them all. So we're going to have to keep pretty much high speed and hopefully not get killed, because this is not a fight that I want to fight. I'm actually going to come over here and I'm going to fire the pseudos. Get him to stop on this one. Yep, that caused him to stop. And we're going to come in with our phasers. And I'm actually going to fire plasma torpedoes at him. More phasers to him. So we've got that. And more phasers. Come on. Anything? Nope. Plasma torpedo. You're getting them all. I am not going to play around with your fighters. I'm just going to kill them because I need the speed advantage. And if I can kill all of their fighters, then I have that speed advantage. Are you the Wild Weasel shuttle? Yep. Because it disappeared the moment you hit above speed of 4. So we have 2 more fighter groups to get rid of. We may end up having to book it out of here. I'm not quite sure I actually want to duel this out. Mainly because that's a lot of defenses. We have no mines. Interesting. Alright, so we did not properly kit the ship out for combat just about yet, so we're just going to have to worry about it. We'll fire a pseudo-torpedo. Do I want to? Yeah, you're both groups. That's actually going to be kind of hard to break. I need more firepower than what the pseudo-torpedoes are going to give me. So, select pseudos. Or not pseudos, but I-types. So that's both shots into them. Let's see what it does. Wow, it only took out one fighter. I need more speed. I need a lot more speed, and right now, I am not going to. I'm not going to Wild Weasel for a single torpedo. Yeah, it's going to drop a shield. Oh, it was fake. Really? I would not have thought that you would put a fake torpedo out so soon. They normally don't. They're normally quite aggressive about it. Both of them were fake. Holy crap. Give me more speed, please. I need to get my aft shield away from this guy. Phasers, yeah, may as well. It'll weaken how much damage he can deal to me. And you didn't take your opportunity to fire. Interesting. We're about to have a plasma torpedo available, so I am, of course, going to dump it on this fighter. See if I can't do something with it. Gotta get some speed. Gotta get out of here. 25 is what you're maintaining, and we're doing 31. We just gotta build space. Space is what we need so that we can start dealing with these fighter groups one at a time, rather than either as a group or with heavy ship escorts. We are, after all, only a casual carrier, which means we don't have a whole lot of fighters, and we're not exactly very powerful. So if we can maintain sort of our maneuverability away from them, we might actually be able to get something done. I'm going to put a little bit of reinforcement on the aft shield so it doesn't go away. Actually would like to instead set that up as using some of our electronic countermeasures, so I just don't really have much power. I've got 1 point of energy. Well, we may as well spend it. I don't need the shield. I've got, well, some sort of electronic defense. Are you both going to 31? You're both pursuing. Aft shield is down. That's not great. So I need a little bit more time until I have all 4 plasma torpedoes ready, and then I can do a nice big broadside again. And that would be ideal. So I think my pseudos are also ready to fire. Let's check real quick here. Looks like it. Okay. So I'm going to fire a pseudo torpedo at this guy. Hopefully get him to break off. Or at least crash stop. Maybe I don't. It's only on the other side of the ship. Show me. I am surprised that you actually got through. And let's fire plasma torpedoes. Apparently not. There we go. Just takes them a little while to actually get out of the tubes. It may not be worth fighting this. We're not going to gain anything. Yeah, we're going to set to stern and run. Unfortunately, they're actually hitting me, which is not good. I don't have a whole ton of extra power. Whoops, shouldn't have canceled that. In any event, we're out of here. Goodbye. Ow. Stop hitting me, please. I'm actually going to drop us down to yellow alert. And I'm going to go maximum countermeasures. That way they can't hit me quite as accurately. They are at least running out of energy with it to actually chase me with. He's down to a speed of 30. So now we have a decent idea of actually what we're getting into, the kind of limitations this ship is going to have. We're going to have to stock up on a couple of basic supplies, but we do have some cash, it looks like. So we're not in a terrible position. It does kind of suck that we couldn't take these guys on, but the fighter's escort is just a little bit too much for us to actually work with. Combined with the plasma torpedoes, fighters and plasma are just a terrifying combination. Because the amount of damage that they will deal to you is pretty absurd. Because the plasma torpedoes mean that if you get anywhere near that carrier, it's going to rip a giant hole in your hull. And the fighters mean that if you try and dance around that carrier, well, they're going to be able to catch up with you without too many problems. So in a ship that's packing only 4 plasma torpedoes and really only shoots them in broadside, that's a bit of a rough one. So no prestige, but nothing lost, so they don't think it was actually a negative loss. Pop back in here, go supplies, 90 repair. Good thing we are not Klingons. Why is that? Klingons would actually be super maneuverable. We'll give ourselves an additional admin shuttle. And yeah, we need spare parts and mines. Only 4 mines. Really, ISC? You only gave us 4 mines. I'm going to talk to ISC High Command and tell them that is a really dumb thing. So we're just going to top off to maximum. I assume we're saving for some sort of heavy cruiser. Check the shipyard real quick. We got NCSs, which are strike system cruisers. Single plasma F, 6 plasma Is, because you would need all that point defense, and 2 PPDs. That'd be interesting. But I would like something with, like, 2 PPDs, because 2 PPDs is kind of a sweet spot. At least in my opinion. Alright, we're fully supplied and patched up, and we're going to jump right back into this tile, because again, I want to keep these tiles pretty much all under our control. Because having the enemy there really puts us in a kind of vulnerable position. Also, I'm not quite sure how much influence our starbase generates on its own without being connected to home. So there is that small concern, where we could find ourselves suddenly not actually producing anything, no matter how much territory we're actually creating, which would be a bit of a problem. I'm gonna have to actually look into that. It's not super well documented how things actually affect the in-game map, but we will find out. Just gonna zip on along at maximum speed until we actually run into something. There we go. It's a single light cruiser, Federation light cruiser too. It's a fairly new one too. It looks like. No, it's a medium cruiser, CM. Set a probe out his way. I think we're dealing with 4 photon torpedoes. Yep. Ah, so this is classic. So it's 4 photon torpedoes and a drone launcher. It's practically a Reliant, except not actually having any of the traits of a Reliant. Wow, just nailing me there. We really should put some points into the electronic countermeasure on this one. I want him not knowing exactly what I'm doing. Plasma torpedoes, we're going to fire the pseudos. And I'm actually going to start a turn and try and fire a couple of more. I really want to fake him out into using his... Yep, there it is. Okay. We're going in on him. He has a lot of phaser firepower, so we do have to keep that in mind. Our plasma torpedoes really only have a broadside capability, which is not bad. I actually kind of like that arrangement. But it does mean that we don't go straight in on anybody. So we're just going to wait for him to start picking up speed. He's got an attack ship to 3 because he's got the Wild Weasel shuttle out. And can I go up further? Yeah, he's going to chase me. So I'm actually going to make him go really high on that. As soon as he hits a speed of 4, he'll be out of the effect of the Wild Weasel. And there it is. Right there. Wow, he's actually going way up on that. Now, that is reducing the amount of damage that I'm doing to him, as you can see. Wait, what? Why did... Oh, 55. Thought for a second the last 2 torpedoes didn't do any damage. But 55 damage from all 4 photon or plasma torpedoes and cutting through his shield, that's pretty good. And, of course, we now have a defense shift of 2, which is excellent, which means his photon torpedoes aren't hitting the broadside of a barn. So already we've started off the fight pretty good. We've managed to hit a really nice shield down, one of his aft shields, so if we can get around behind him, we'll be in a great position. And actually, I have a rear-firing plasma torpedo, which I'm going to send your way. Come on. I-type plasma torpedo. Let's get either one of them to fire. There we go. And the other one to fire. So that'll get 2 F-type plasma torpedoes out. So really, we have 6 plasma torpedoes. That's a lot of firepower. So we've knocked out his entire port side shields. That leaves him quite vulnerable to us. So we're just going to come out here just a little bit, hang out some range. The only downside to the mod you use, change the ship, is the Reliant model seems to be gone now. Is it entirely... I know that there's a couple of ships that when specifically called for, like the BCE, it doesn't use the Kirov model. It uses the actual Excelsior class model. So I'm just wondering if the Reliant, if it's the exact same class as the Reliant, if that is using the Reliant hull form. But yeah, there's a couple of hulls in here that I kind of miss. Mostly, it's the Gorn ones, because pretty much all the Gorn hulls are missing. They're all the exact same tabletop accurate Gorn hulls, which people love the tabletop, but God, they're boring. Because they're all the same. Like a heavy cruiser and a frigate, the only difference is just how large it is. So we'll start sending plasma torpedoes in nice and gently. Actually, let's back close, we'll fire them right on top of them. Come around and we'll start unloading even more plasma torpedoes. Hurting ourselves a little bit there, but I'm going to say that's justified. And can I get the other one? Oh no, they both came off the chain. Excellent. We have a little bit of engine repair. It's actually to the lab, so nothing too important. But we've knocked out most of his shields at this point. He's down to what? Yeah, just a forward starboard and his forward shield. We have managed to effectively avoid fighting his forward shield in its entirety. Oh, you're having a bad day, aren't you, little guy? Couple more photon torpedoes. He's not actually challenging my defense shift. It's down to 1 right now because we're trying to charge a whole bunch of weapons. But let's say we take down that... let's take down that forward shield now. That's 1. That's 2. And he might have a Wild Weasel by now, but I think we blew... Yeah, we blew up his shuttle bay. No, he's still avoiding his forward shield. I've noticed that the AI seems to be doing that lately, and I'm not quite sure why, but they will defend their forward shield to the exclusion of other survival. I do like the strike hull, though. I think it's pretty cool. I like it more than... because eventually these cruisers are going to get a 3rd nacelle down below in the middle, and to be honest, I kind of prefer just the higher nacelle points. Pretty sure there's a ship in Discovery that looks a lot like that, which was one of the reasons why I actually kind of liked the battle sequence at the beginning of Discovery, because I was seeing all these ships and it's like, wow, I can actually kind of see some of the continuities with the stuff that I'm more used to from this mod, and I liked that a lot. And then the rest of Discovery, not so much. So the permit, unfortunately, is, well, he's going to die. There's really no getting around that. Oh, and with a phaser 3, too. I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to insult you that badly. Phaser 1 would have been perfectly fine, but a phaser 3? Eeh. So let's see how much Prestige Command thinks that one's worth. 260. Wow, that's pretty impressive, actually. And how much Empire Defense is this? 4? Ooh, wow, we may be able to take a starbase relatively quickly. The more starbases we have, the better off we'll be. So we're going to jump on this tile. We've got to hopefully grab this one. Create some form of continuity. We are creating a new empire off in the middle of nowhere. And let's get ourselves up to our speed of 15. And I'm actually going to use the extra point of that, too, if I can. No, it's just going to be the one. To give ourselves a point of electronic countermeasure. Losing a bit of speed for the electronic countermeasures, I think, is probably a pretty good idea. So that way, we can have some defense. Against the Federation, ECM is so powerful. One, because they rely a lot on phasers, and phasers are super accurate, but it causes a certain amount of damage reduction. And two, photon torpedoes are horrifically inaccurate when faced with electronic countermeasures. So we're going to be relying on that quite a bit. The single enemy pirate light cruiser and our phaser capacitor is fully charged, so we can fire our probes now. The probe takes a turn to charge, and the phaser capacitor at full charge takes a turn to charge. Another one of these F-type torpedo ones. So he's got 2 plus his D-type, which that's the thing that annoys me. Because I can't launch fighters as long as there's a D-type plasma torpedo launcher available. Like, you can do it, but you're gonna lose the fighters. Maybe not. A single one means he's only gonna be firing one at a time. No, it's just too dangerous. Like, it's a major problem. And the D-type plasma torpedo has quite the range on it, too. It's not like I can just set them in harass mode and they'll be fine. Although I'm kind of trying to remember, what does a tort use? Because the ISCs have specific fighters. All the races have specific fighters of some description. And I'm just trying to remember what type of weapons the tort class uses. Because the ISC doesn't actually get to equip their fighters with any sort of... Oh, great. We've got 8 fighters. Jeez, really? Now we've got a problem. The ISC doesn't seem to equip their fighters with any real heavy weapons. They're phaser only in their armament. And oh, this is going to be rough. This is going to be more than a little rough. So we're going to have to rely on being way faster than him. I actually am going to deploy the fighters now. Going to go in attack mode, which means we're going to lose the fighters. We have the first of our Wild Weasel shuttles ready. Plasma torpedoes are up. We're going to just fire them everything we've got into this front group. They do have an automatic plus or 1 to their... Oh, that was a bit too much. Wasted plasma torpedoes. All right, every other phaser, just nail this fighter group. Weaken them as best as possible. Come on, we've got them down to 2. Ooh, I need this, and I need a good angle. Okay, now I need this, and I need a good angle. Got him. Okay, so we've taken those fighters, and we're going to pull the torts back now. Because, return to me. Get back on top. Because I think we lost one. I need more speed. Come on, guys. Get on board. Return now. I need you guys to come home because you are, 1, expensive, and 2, you're going to be critical for my later plans, and I need you alive for that. I need you very, very alive for that. Come on, get on board. Get on board. I'm not traveling that fast. And they're home. Okay, good. So we are going to need a little bit of speed. We're just going to take some time. We need to recharge the plasma torpedoes. That's going to be critical. And we need to make sure that he can't catch us. So now that we have our fighters back, we're going to get all of their power back. We've got all of the shuttles set up for Wild Weasel, should we need them. So I want to re-engage him once we've got all 6 plasma torpedoes ready to shoot at him. Because we're going to have to do kind of a flanking pass. I'm going to take this opportunity right now to set the I-type torpedoes to my control 2 mount. That way I've got them pretty much all set up to do all the damage that I need. He is coming up in speed to chase me. That's fine. How much power do I currently have cycled into the forward shield? 0.2. Okay, not fine. But he did seem to stop at 20.9. And we just want a little bit of time right now. We're not going to do anything crazy against him. We're just going to let our plasma torpedoes charge up. Then we're going to come back around, hopefully bait out his plasma torpedoes, and then nail him. Alright, so maximum speed. Start going down instead of up. And the trick is we just got to get kind of close to him without going right on into him and then pull on out. Maybe hit and run the plasma D? Thought about it. I just don't... I actually haven't checked how many... I've got 2 transporters. That would not work. Also, we got to get through his shields. So we need to bait his plasma out a bit. Come on, man. You know you want to fire it. You've got, what, 2 plasma torpedoes? That'll be great. Do it. Shoot. Come on. Just got to get him into... Either that or we get around to his stern, and then I can start just steadily lobbing plasma torpedoes. Actually, that's not a terrible idea. Because we have a lot of plasma torpedoes that we shoot in broadside. So this kind of turning fight actually kind of works for us. Are you going to do anything? Yep. There goes his shuttle. Alright, we're actually in a really nice position now. The moment he starts to speed up, we should have a pretty good angle on him. So we need to wait until he gets to a speed of 4, or until, you know, this dies, which I might be passing close enough. Are you starting to increase his speed? Mr. Tambourine Man. And there it is. Getting all those out, and we'll pull away. And that's everything. Oh, almost everything. We still have a single plasma torpedo left. Now, that's how you open an engagement. Jeez, that was brutal. I'm actually really happy with how that turned out. And the last 15. Okay. You're having a bad day. So I think we've cut through his armor. We've also appears to have knocked out 4 of his phaser 3s, possibly. We're going to get in for a nice little recon run, but he has dropped all speed. We may have taken out everything of importance on that run, and if that's the case, then we're just going to, well, drop in right behind him, stop, and just continue to blast away at him. So let's start pulling down in speed. Yeah, I think we may have nailed him. Come down to a nice little stop back here. All phasers select. Get it nice and tight. And tore him apart. Oh, that was beautiful. That run was absolutely perfect. I really like this little ship. It's because of the broadside arcs. It really is. It gives us a lot of flexibility for defense, but really just, we can output 5 plasma torpedoes in one run. That's a lot of damage. An anomaly mission, an interesting way. Oh, no. God, no. Not an anomaly mission. I was thinking Enigma, but no, we have an anomaly mission, which, if you're not familiar with this game, basically there's going to be an anomaly that's going to pop up and randomly shut down everybody's power. It's incredibly annoying. And in fact, I'm going to launch my fighters just as soon as I can. Increase the speed of time, maybe get up in their face as soon as possible. Nothing on scanners just about yet, but I don't anticipate that being like that for long. Oh, good, it's a freighter. Send a probe, and we're also going to launch the fighters in attack mode, just to be aggressive. I'm fairly certain this will just be, yeah, just a couple of phaser 2s. So I'm a little concerned. The fighters, if we lose one, then we'll have actually lost one, which is not great, because then we'll have to go home to replace them. But as long as they're back either in the hull or launched again, then our fighters stay at full health. Let's go, plasma torpedoes, just fire. That was way too long range, but maybe that'll influence something. All right, so we've lost power. Now we sit here, and now they've lost power as well, and the turrets are coming in and pretty much laying into them. Doing a pretty good job of it, too. Oh, we have power back. Let's start to pick up speed. USS Yamamoto. Really? Alright, call them home. Return to me. Alright, they're back on board. I don't know if I'm actually going to keep them in full strength like that. Hopefully. Cross your fingers. Otherwise, we could be losing a couple of fighters. Giant purple, all the beautiful purple planet nebula going on in the background. I love this background pack. Minus 38 for some reason. The anomaly mission just is annoying. Can we take it? No, nope, it's a base assault. We're gonna blow it up. We had an opportunity, and now we might blow it up. Depending on what size of station it is. Or, you know, we could just fail. Again, this will depend entirely on the size of the station, and I'm not sure how big it is. We'll launch a probe just as soon as we can. What kind of frigate are you again? I want to unselect it so the probe will fly past him. We are dealing with fleet screen. A DWVX. You are a destroyer carrier X? We're in the X era? Already? Wow. I didn't realize that we had gotten that far. Let's increase the speed of time. We are, of course, just chilling out for a little bit. And probes are ready, so we'll launch probe on past him. And let it streak back to this guy. Oh, that's not terrible. Except for his fighters, that's not terrible. How about you? 2... That's a lot of phaser 4s. That's 6 phaser 4s. Other than that, I might feel pretty confident about it, but that is 6 phaser 4s, and that's a concern. Alright, so let's slow down the speed of time back to normal, because we are actually starting to get an engagement, and that missed me somehow. Okay. I'm not quite sure how he missed at a range of 15. That should have been a 50% chance to hit. Let's give ourselves a little bit of countermeasures going on. He's also going max out for countermeasures. Plasma torpedoes. Let's dump a pseudo on him. Full pseudo barrage. make him think that he's absolutely doomed unless he does something. And we will launch the fighters in harass mode. Keep them sort of at the range so they don't get too close to that AMD. But we've got him. He dumped his speed so he could do this. These are just Hawk fighters. It's a bunch of phaser 3s, but I'm reasonably confident I can take them on. So I will use all my phasers to fire back at the Hawks. And then I'm going to fire all of my plasma torpedoes into this guy. We're not going to get quite the same sort of effect. And he did try and dump out of there. Which plasma torpedoes am I missing? I am missing the forward firing ones. And then we're going to pull away and fire the last into him. So we spread out the damage a lot more than we did the last time, but that's fine. Because we have left pretty good openings for our torts to get in. Multiple angles may now be engaged, kind of at will. The torts are doing a good job of just poking you through that side. Keeping them in harass mode keeps them at a little bit further range. That way they don't get involved with this anti-missile defense system. That AMD can be really nasty. They survive a lot longer under fire from that thing than they do into if they're flying into a plasma D-torpedo. But yeah, they've got good openings on the port side and the starboard side if they come for it. So USS Hong Kong is kind of stuck here. The question is going to be, am I going to be able to take on that starbase? And the answer to that is probably not. Starbases are kind of difficult to kill, but the major problem is it's got 6 phaser 4s. Phaser 4s are hugely damaging. They're the most powerful phaser in this game. So, yeah. We may be equipped with a bunch of phaser 1s, but phaser 1s are the second most powerful. Phaser 2s are, well, trash in all versions. And phaser 3s are for point defense. So phaser 4s are station-only phasers, and they're terrifying because they will just rip you apart. It's like being shot at by a plasma torpedo, each and every single one of them. And they're incredibly accurate, too. So it becomes kind of difficult to take on starbases. Now, if we had friends, I would say, yeah, piece of cake, no problem. But we don't. It's us against it, and I'm going to give it a shot, but I don't hold very high hopes of it happening. Let's slow down, see if we can't, instead of getting hit by this mine, underrun this mine. Mines will only go off here for traveling above a speed of 4. So as long as you can stay sort of at a lower speed here, we'll be just fine. I'm not going to fire my may as well. Yeah, we've got time. Oh, never mind. Didn't need to. The torts took care of it. Thank you. Let's just get out of this minefield, and then we'll call the tort home. That way we can get him rearmed, repaired, and ready to go again. So I think we're out of the mine now. Let's call you. Return to me. Get a look from above. Yeah, we're clear. Alright, let's increase speed, because we have a whole bunch of charging to do, but we have time until we actually run into the enemy. Thank you. Back on board. So the defenders are dead. That works very much in our favor. However, the problem is, of course, that now we have to deal with the starbase, which is not going to be easy to take on. Let's send a probe. Somewhere out there is a starbase, and I don't think we're going up, because we're going in the exact wrong direction, I bet you. Let's go in this way. Oh, there it is. Hello. You can see he's already shooting at me. We're at a range of 85, and he actually can deal damage to me out here. Like, that is just absurd, the amount of power that he can put out. So let's slow down, slow way down, because we got to formulate a plan. Photon torpedoes were a good plan, not going to lie. I'm going up to maximum electronic countermeasure. I don't have a cloaking device, otherwise this would actually not be super terribly hard. Alrighty, so in order for plasma torpedoes to be used, I have to get very close. Oh, good, you're firing fighters already. Let's stop. We're going to fight these fighters way out here. How many? You're dealing with 4, dealing with 4, okay. Torts. Defend me. Get them back out. Alright, so they got them on the move. We're going to fire everything we got at these Hawks. So 2 plasma torpedoes there. And actually, I should start to move so I can get my stern around towards them. Ooh, they took out more than I had planned. Can I get a good side shot before they get in range? Phasers. Weaken them quite a bit. Come on. Oh, they took care of them. Excellent. Now let's get our stern towards this group, and we should be able to take them mostly out without too much trouble. That's 3 plasma torpedoes on them. They've used up their phaser already, and I'll have 1 more to hopefully finish them off. There we go. And is that a fighter group destroyed? That is. Okay, so we've got 2 squadrons of fighters destroyed now. So now we can start paying attention to this starbase entirely. So we're just going to sort of get up to speed, see what kind of fire he's going to send our way. Slow down a bit. So you have a missile launcher and 6 phasers, 2 missile launchers, 6 phaser 4s, 1 photon torpedo, which you can't hit apparently. That's really good in my opinion. Show me. Okay, so he's firing at our fighters. Good. So that'll give us an opportunity to do something. Slow down the speed of time, because I need to kind of time him firing his weapons at me. That's going to be very important. Actually, this range is too close. Do you... Oh, you have a shuttle bay, don't you? Don't fire everything else yet. Don't fire everything else yet. No. Oh, I didn't see it. Gosh darn it. Can I kill it? No, I don't think I'll kill it in time. So we've already got through our shields, which is not great. We're going to repair the engines, but we have extra stuff. Yeah, we've got the good old-fashioned starbases. So I need to wait, come out again. And you guys are actually... Oh, you've lost one. Okay, get back on board. Return to me. And, of course, he's going to fire a photon torpedo, but he can't hit, because we do have an attack shift of 1. So we've used up one shuttle, but that's not enough in my book. We need to kind of take him out a little bit more. So we're coming back out to range, get the charge going on, get the electronic countermeasures working. He is trying to stop our ECM, but he's only apparently... No, he's going to stop it in its entirety. That's not great. So I need to build out some range first here. How long until my squadrons are ready? It's going to be a little while. So, once again, going way out. I do not want to take on a starbase in what is essentially a destroyer. Well, it is a destroyer. It's a carrier destroyer, which is an interesting thing, but hey. Alright, fighters. Launch him again on defend me. He did hit me with the photon torpedo, which is not great. And again, we want to wait for him to fire his weapons, and then we break off, and then we turn hard and fire our torpedoes on our massive salvo, and then try and get the heck out of here. Pseudos, fire. Oh, you launched? Okay, he launched a scatter pack. Can I get it? I don't think so. No, there's no way we get that. So he doesn't have a shuttle bay right now. Let's increase speed. Come on. I need this turn to happen now. We're within maximum range of being able to do this. So this is going to be an interesting situation. The fighters should, yep, shoot down most of that, because that's what they do. Come on, we just need to get enough torpedoes on target and we can really hurt him. We also now need to get the heck away from him. So we got a hole in the shield, and that's the most important thing, because he can only reinforce so much. All right, so let's get some distance going on. Yeah, taking on starbases is not easy. They are... One, they rotate, which means they're always presenting a good shield. Or not always presenting a good shield, but they're always spreading out the damage. But eating that damage up. Thank you so much, fighters. Get home. We're now going to use our distance to take advantage, and I want my fighters back up to full health. There we go. Now we're just going to get out here, way out beyond his range where he can hurt us badly. And then we'll zip in again. Hopefully get them to shoot at the fighters, or launch another scatter pack. That was brilliant. For us, not him. So you can only launch one shuttle at a time before your shuttle bay has to recharge now. So I don't think it was like that in the original Starfleet Command 1. I think the number of shuttle bays you had related to how big your ship was and let you launch multiple shuttles at a time. So he can only either launch a scatter pack, or he can launch a he can either launch a scatter pack, or he can launch a Wild Weasel, or any of the other types of shuttles. So we have a pretty nice window of opportunity that occurs every time he decides that he wants to start being super aggressive with his shuttles. So his shield is back up, but we got a hole through, and he doesn't have a ton of armor, to be honest. He's not the most heavily armed thing you ever done see. So we're going to do something like this, because I'm expecting to take the hit and then roll with it. How long until his fighters are up? Almost ready. So we'll dump them as soon as they're ready, because we're frankly at range now, where I'm expecting an incoming salvo at any moment. Fighters are back. Get them out. There comes that. And again, pseudos. Let's get the pseudos out. Oh, I don't want to be doing this. I don't want to face this side towards you, but I kind of have to. Come on, fire the pseudo torpedoes. I just don't have a good angle. All right. Fire everything now and get those fighters home. Oh, I think we just lost this. Maybe not, but we got a really good hold there. It was 50-something damage on through. I'm really tempted to try and go in with Marines. Losing the fighters was a big loss there, but they may have bought us an opportunity. Let's come back around, actually. I think I just want to put bow on. We got through again. We took out a shuttle bay. Oh, it's down. Interesting. So he still has 6 phaser force, which is a lot of damage that he can output. But I may actually be able to sit here and just start shelling. So let's change our shield reinforcement to just the forward shield. And I've got That's not a lot of power. Okay, that's a bit of a problem. I thought I had more. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. That's definitely what I was afraid of. I need more power. Actually, repairs. Please tell me you didn't hit the thing that I was really worried about. So, Marines, we're gonna go in. I need phaser 4 down. I need phaser 4 down. I need, well, not to get hit, and that's not gonna happen. I don't have a plasma shot here. I need to get out of range. Tractors to defense. Your phaser 4s are about ready to shoot again. I'm in a good range here, though. Just as long as you don't knock through my shield and completely blitz it down. Yeah, we're at range where you can start hitting me with impunity. But you didn't take out my plasma torpedoes. Okay, we were going to get one good run, then we got to pull out. So let's just get in here with a good run. Come on. Come on, plasma torpedoes. One more tick. I need to fire them together. That's important. Because I need to concentrate that damage as much as possible. Alright, that's 5. And we need to pull away right now. Because those phaser 4s are about to be ready. Oh, we got the good one. Alright, so we took out the hit and run target. Plasma torpedoes are way overpowered. They're not. I mean, but... Ow. Phaser 4. That hurt. We're executing repairs as best as possible. Marines... we take out nothing super important, unfortunately. Just list all these phaser 4s. Destroyed, destroyed, destroyed. You have one more phaser 4 mount. That. Alright, so we've gone out. Now we go back in. I really wish I had my fighters left for this. Actually, let's do this. They suck. They're not useful for this. But I'm gonna do it because maybe that'll buy me some fire. It did not. Alright, we're going in. I think we go in now. Lost a couple of phaser 3s. I don't have... Ooh, I have the rear plasma torpedoes. Both are ready. I'm going to take a shot. Bad shot. Because that's going to bounce off a shield. Phasers. Just cause some light damage is all. This is not great for me. He's only got 2 left, but that's a lot of damage still. Slow down. We're going to slow down a little bit more. Taking out a starbase in a destroyer. It is a light starbase. Let's be clear on this. This is a very small starbase, but it is a starbase nonetheless. And he has a phaser 4, which he can shoot at any time. I'm just going to dump my... oh, I survived the hit. Oh, please tell me that plasma torpedo didn't go down. It's just damaged. Okay. So wait for this to pass. And then we're going to unload everything again. And I think this is the run that we needed. Come on, get the last 2 plasma torpedoes out. Aft 1, aft 2. Got it. We got it. Wow. That I was not expecting. Oh, I avoid star bases as much as possible for that reason, but we destroyed it, we took it. We didn't actually take the starship intact, or the starbase intact, but we took the tile. Whew. We have 2267. Is that enough to buy anything? Anything of any worth? Not really. Unfortunately. I think we got a bit lucky on that, although the fighters definitely helped. CCX. 2 R-type plasma torpedoes. Wow, I would like this ship, except it's very expensive. And I don't have that kind of cash. So supplies, we'll patch that up. Give ourselves a couple of extra spare parts. We're definitely going to replenish the fighter squadron, because that was essential to our success there. So, good job, Torts. You did amazingly. Unfortunately, we're down below 2,000 again, but that's alright. I think we push out now and start causing a little bit of havoc. See if we can't cause some more damage in Federation territory. Empire defensive 70. Geez, what is this, Earth? Sure, we'll planetary assault. We'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get lucky and actually be escorted by, like, real ships at this time. We're being escorted by the Hong Kong, apparently. So, the ship that we destroyed a couple of fights ago, we have brought back. Darn it, it's PLPH. So this is an actually well-defended planet. This has 8 phaser 4s, 16 phaser 3s, and 8 photon torpedoes. So that's gonna suck. And an HTW XS. You're not a carrier, are you? You are not an X-type ship, but an X-series destroyer. You have the X upgrades on you, so you're gonna be a little bit difficult to kill. Not a problem. Find out exactly what he's got, because if he actually is kind of skimping on protection, which he might be, but I don't think so. He's a Federation ship. They tend to They tend not to skimp on that kind of thing. Then we might be in luck, but let's see. Tell me what you're mounting. XSR is 2 B-type AMDs. I can use my fighters in harass mode. That might be the best solution. But I don't see us taking this planet. These planets do not rotate, but this has 8 phaser 4s as compared to the 6 phaser 4s of the last target that we had to fight. And he's got a heck of a lot more power for shield reinforcement. So that's going to get ugly really fast. So I don't think we're going to have too much luck trying to fight this planet. I really do need to get ourselves into a heavy cruiser. Because we desperately need to go up to a heavy cruiser at this point. If we really want to start taking planets, you know, really kind of got to be in that. The thing is, though, if you succeed in a planetary assault, that's like 450 prestige. It is a really great way of building cash. So we would like to go on these as many of these as possible, because there is always that chance that you run into just an undefended planet that only has the ships up here for its escort, and we have enough power to pretty much crack any planet we run into. I mean, we can deal 100 damage in one go, which I don't think this planet has enough stored energy to stop 100 damage in one go. But we got to get close to do that, and he has a lot of defenses for that. So we do need to get in there, so we're going to kick up the speed to the maximum, because I don't want them butchering the Hong Kong before I can actually get in there. So who do I want to focus on? You've got 4 and... Oh, wow. You are way more dangerous. In fact, I'm going to order harass on you, and then I'm going to order a massive pseudo barrage so that you will stop, because you are super deadly to me. Alright, so let's see if we can't get around to his stern, because if we can, we'll be in a great position. Don't get that close. I told you to harass him, not attack him. We'd like to get to his stern. USS Pollux. Don't hit me, please. High energy turn. Interesting choice. Good choice, because you brought your bow back along. So we're going to give him a little bit of chance. Wait, there's the power. And we're going to come completely around. That's 5 torpedoes in his face. He's not going to be able to counterattack him. So we are going to completely tear off his forward shield. And we're going to come away from that. We only lost an aft shield, which is good. So oh, shoot. You were just getting mauled. There goes our fighters. We lost this one. Like, we're not going to be able to take the planet without fighters. They are too essential for being able to actually knock down things. Let's see if we can't get around back to the Pollux's bow. And you're gonna reveal it to me. Can I get within a range of 5 before I open? There we go. Got his fighters coming in for a nice little run here, and we're gonna snap back at him as best as we can. Weren't able to punch through, but that's alright. Hello, Lorendell. That torpedo is ruthless. Yes, the 5 torpedoes that we can just spam in one pass is amazing. It gives this ship has a ton of potential firepower. The problem is it's really not great if it does it all on its own. It really does need those fighters as an escort. They help out a lot. But yeah, taking the planet's not going to happen. At this point, we're just destroying these destroyers because we can, not because we expect to be able to do anything with it afterwards. Also, the amount of firepower he brings to the table. I mean, look at that. That's 4 missile tubes and then an additional 4 torpedo tubes. And, you know, Federation phasers, because why not? So we're going to pull on through. Hi, you're doing a speed of 26. That's all right. You're not going to be able to catch me with that. Really? This fight is happening 30 points away from me, and he's firing at me, not trying to duel the Hong Kong. And the Hong Kong is not terribly damaged. Give me back my buddy over here. Hi. He's doing a speed of 18, so he's doing pretty good, actually. I'd like to be able to slow down so that I can start charging systems again. I want to get him a full another barrage, because that'll take him out of the fight if we get one more in. But the trick, of course, is to get that one more barrage in. So we're just going to keep at range for now. So to play with him out here. Could come in for a phaser run, because we're almost fully capped on that. Let's actually reduce the speed. I want that phaser capacitor fully charged, and I don't think it is. Got 2 plasma torpedoes about to be ready. Can I get 3? Well, no, not by the time we actually make it there. The shuttle base is still intact, too. These Hawks are coming up. Can't really reduce speed much more without these Hawks getting right on top of me. All fighters are the bane of our existence, which, you know, is completely canon. Because the ISC had such huge problems with Federation, well, everybody's fighters early on. Actually, wasn't it Hydran and Klingon fighters? Not positive on that. Stop shooting me! That shield being down is so very annoying. Are you not going to crash stop? You're not going to crash stop. You thought I was faking, apparently. I don't want to duel with you here. Seriously? Both of you? More importantly, Hong Kong, the hell. You're supposed to be helping out somewhat. Let's run back over to him, see if he can actually get into this fight. They've taken out one of my I-type plasma torpedoes, which is not good. Patch that, and that. So we are not having a good day. We're just getting mauled by Federation War Destroyers. Federation War Destroyers are some of the best ships for their weight that I think is out there. Like, yeah, Romulans could probably crush them, but they are so flexible. Which I suppose they were designed to be, but still. Come on, Hong Kong, get in there. You're a light cruiser. You're a light cruiser, they're war destroyers. Which means you're about equal in tonnage, even though they have more nacelles than you. Why is the Hong Kong all the way? I have no idea. But apparently he didn't actually want to get into the fight. He's not convinced that he needs to fight for the greater good of the galaxy. He's still thinking with his human brain instead of his ISC brain that we have tried to indoctrinate into him. Keep in mind, the ISC is basically the Federation if the Federation were, well, mind-controlling fascists. Which some people have made that argument, but Lore Reloaded is wrong. Because I say so. We're going to come in. We might be able to pick off his Hawks here. Actually, no, probably not, because we've lost quite a bit of phaser firepower. This is probably going to hurt a lot. Oh, maybe not. Can I get aft phasers? No. Had no phaser 3, so that's going to go home and get repaired. We're just going to stick at maximum speed, wait for our plasma torpedoes to fully charge, and steadily lose shields, because the Hong Kong does not know how to use his ship. Look at all these phasers the Hong Kong has. He's packing 8 phaser 1s. He has a close-range firepower that is pretty ridiculous. You know what? Eat this. Oh, wow, that's a fast crash. I did not think he could crash stop that quickly. I get that he's a destroyer, but still. Traveling from 29 down to 0 in 0 seconds flat. That was a bit of a waste, but I don't think War Destroyers carry that many in terms of shuttles. He may be mostly out. And our forward shield is still intact, which is a surprise to me. I'd like to preserve my starboard side shield so I can do a little bit of long-range combating with the planet and hopefully cut through, but I'm not sure if that's going to happen. Although, I really do need to pull around to start fighting him with my starboard side because my forward shields are, well, our port shields are pretty much gone. Yep. So USS Richards dueling with the Hong Kong and coming out the better for it, unfortunately. Gonna get a good run in here. It's just a couple of phasers, but I don't want to get anywhere near that one. So I've got a good angle here, but it's a long-range shot. I could have gotten close for it, but I didn't want to risk that. That's why. Federation ships are monsters. Every single one of them. Because they're flexible. Oh, let's get the heck away from these guys. As long as we can main pretty much maximum power, we'll be okay. Because he can't catch us. I mean, they can match us in speed, as the Richards is demonstrating right now, but as long as we stay up here, we're not in super huge danger. 4 photon torpedoes, all of them missing. Excellent. I do have a plasma torpedo, which may be ready by the time we actually meet. And it's actually not going to be. I was hoping to cut down important things on you, and it did not work. Oh, and a mine. That was pretty brutal. So what's the Federation's rank? Are they the jack of all trades? The Federation have really good shields. They have the fastest shield recharge rate in the game, or at least they should. I'm not 100% sure if that's the case, but I'm fairly certain that's also represented in game. They have photon torpedoes, which are the most flexible heavy weapon in the game. They're accurate at long range. They can deal lots of damage at close range. They're just a fantastic weapon system. They run pretty decent fighters. Their fighters are equipped with photon torpedoes and missiles when they go for the heavy fighter groups. But yeah, they're kind of a jack-of-all-trades race, but they're a little bit more aggressive than that. They're more defensive than a jack-of-all-trades, I guess I'd say. Because their shields and their redundancies mean they can take more damage than most other races. But the exchange for that is they're not exactly the most maneuverable race in the game. You can get behind a Federation ship without too much difficulty if you're in one of the more aggressive maneuverability races. And once you can get there, you can just savage them. But to trade off on that, Federation rear shields, pretty good. Federation phaser firing arcs, also pretty good. So, they also have it's also having you have missiles? Yes, it is. Drone launchers can be very useful. Because it's not just the drone launcher, it's also the scatter pack that it gives you. I think we pull out of this. I'm not seeing too much. There's nothing to be gained here. We're not going to take the planet anyway. So all the damage that we're taking is completely pointless. So I think we set to our stern and we run. Because I really don't want to just keep mauling this ship for what is essentially no reason. We might be able to fight it out. We just need to get those plasma torpedoes ready. And for that, we need to also have these Hawks dead. I really wish my fighter squadron wasn't dead. Because they are handy to have. The Hong Kong is losing. Losing badly. That just boggles my mind. Federation Heavy War Destroyers. They are really good. Okay, so we got him. So, let's keep in mind, the Hong Kong is a medium cruiser. It is an entire size category above what the Richards is. And yet the Richards is utterly gutting him. Yeah, the Richards has lost some systems, but look at the Hong Kong. This Hong Kong should be annihilating him, and it's not. We're in a really good position to engage him now, though. Unfortunately, we just passed outside of Phase 3 range. Luckily, we can use that defensively then. So he's blasting away at our forward shields, but now we have weapons to fire back at him. There we go. Hey, Marines, if I asked you to take it over, you would need to kill 9 people? That's not happening. Don't get me too close. He seems to have engine problems. Just major engine problems. Because he is not... Oh, if you want to play that game, I have plasma torpedoes. You don't play that game. Don't ever play that game. You know better. Or at least I think you know better, considering how badly you've been killing the Hong Kong. Word to the wise. If you are a race that does not have plasma torpedoes, and you are fighting a race that does have plasma torpedoes, don't try and hook them. That's just a bad move. Because they have a heck of a lot better close-range punch than you do, and they will be gaining a heck of a lot more from you hooking them than you will gain by hooking them. So, don't reverse plasma anchor plasma races. Bad idea. So he's lost most of his phases at this point. He still has 3, but half of them are down. Unfortunately, I just need a good plasma run, and I do not have it. I need more distance and time. We need to rebuild that, we do need to rebuild that engine. Because we're 2-3 points down, and we need time to bring the plasma torpedoes back online. That is essential. Seriously, how's the Hong Kong losing? This boggles my mind. The Hong Kong is going to explode. How? They're war destroyers. You were a light cruiser. Well, a medium cruiser. And you lost. You lost badly. I need more engine repair. And I'm running out of spare parts. This battle is going to be very, very expensive. Hi, Josh. How you doing? Welcome to the group. We're all here to have fun. And apparently get torn apart by Federation war destroyers. They've just been brutalizing us this entire match. I want a plasma run. I can take the Richards on. We know that the Richards will lose if we continue this fight. And if we keep him away from his friend, we've got him. But I need time to build my plasma torpedoes up so I can deal enough damage. We are about an hour into the stream, and we will be streaming for about another hour. And what's more is I'm going to try and make this a more regular occurrence, at least for this week. This week I'm planning on being on pretty much every single day at about 3 p.m. So, and I'll be probably streaming for about 2 hours each time there. And yeah, just gonna see if we can't do something fun with it. Mainly because I want to see just what can happen. So he is just wasting all his phaser potential on us, which is excellent. The less phasers they have for close range fighting, the better. We're going to slowly come in nice and gently and hopefully nail him with a triple plasma barrage. He doesn't have a shuttle bay, which means he won't be able to avoid it. And the fronts, the one rear I have ready. There we go. I think that might take him. Come on. Yeah, all right. And it took out the missile. Talk about efficiency. All right, now we got to build distance again, and the main reason is because I want another full barrage. He does have a shuttle bay, and so I'm going to assume that he has a shuttle. We are down to 2 spare parts, which is not great. But hey, we don't have to repair the tractor beam, because anybody who tractor beams us is an idiot. We don't need a shuttle bay, because we don't have any more fighters. And the transporter would be nice, but we're not going to take the planet. So we're going to pull nice and far away here. Slow down now. Oh, it looks like he finally got over his engine troubles, because now he's really going at high speed. Well, now he drops immediately to 15, of course. But now we're going to try and get all of our plasma torpedoes charged, get another good barrage. I'm really liking this ship. Like, we keep getting thrown against fights that we probably shouldn't be trying to fight, but I'm really liking the armament. Like, just 5 plasma torpedoes, just throwing them all out there. It's a lot of damage, and it's a lot of fun damage, too. So I'm going to basically do another fast pass on in there. Dump all 6 if I can, although this one's lagging behind a little bit. I'm not super happy about that. And then we're going to get a nice run, blast everything, pull away again. And it's kind of a plasma style I don't normally think of using. So the way I think about plasma is normally Romulan and Gorn style. So Romulan style is you get up to them, you plasma them, and then you cloak and disappear for a little while. Gorn style is you walk up to them, you grab them, you punch them in the face over and over and over, and then you headbutt them over and over and over, and one of you is going to explode at some point. But this is different. This is very weird. It's kind of reminding me of like real-world destroyer torpedo tactics during World War II, which you charge in as fast as you can under smoke, which in our case is electronic countermeasure. You dump all your torpedoes, and then you get the heck out of there. So I'm actually kind of enjoying that style. It's a lot of fun. So let's see what he does with that. He does not have any shuttles to stop. So a nice big impact right there, causing quite a bit of damage. Is evasive maneuvers useful? It is. It is also very power intensive. And I don't have a ton of power. So I'm keeping it just on normal electronic countermeasures because it's reliable. And I can only get up to a defense shift of 2 anyway. So if I were to put even more... Actually, I could drop this down. We're going to drop it down to 4. Because if he's not countering me, then I don't need to go all the way up to 6. For those wondering, we're about to get super mathematical. Your evasive maneuvers, the amount of defense shift you will get, is equal to the square root of the amount of power you put into it. Rounded to the nearest whole number. Definitely seems more interesting than the Lyran style of just charge into everything. Yeah, Lyran's. Lyran campaign is almost over. And we'll be moving into a new campaign. I haven't decided what. Do you guys have any input on that? Because we're going to be moving into another campaign for another race very shortly. And I'm thinking the Marak, but I don't know who the Marak would fight. Does it affect turning? If it does, it's not a huge effect. Although, then again, an ISC ship is super slow anyway. So he's down to a speed of 8, and I think he's out of shuttles. And I think we've blown up his shuttle bay too. So we're just going to do another swoop in, blast, and duck on out. The downside is we're not going to be able to do this to the planet. A Phaser 4 does not care. We have to get within a range of 10 in order to do this. And with a Phaser 1, we can make that happen. But with a Phaser 4, it's less like, you passed within a distance of 20 of me, let me annihilate you for maximum power. I'd personally love to see the Gorn. We could do the Gorn. The Gorn would be a slower race. It would be a plasma race. And it would also have some hilariously great Phaser arcs. So Gorn is definitely an option. Because I want to do one of the good guy races. So we're come in with another big pass here. Now, unfortunately, that is going to mean that we're firing into that strong rear shield. But if we hits to the rear, most often hit that warp core, and he will be vulnerable after this, hopefully. Oh, dead. Was not expecting that. Attack the Federation. We are attacking the Federation in our ISC campaign. The Federation aren't going to get attacked until the very end of Series 2, when the Klingons will do it. Because the beginning of Series 1 was attacking the Klingons. And that's my plan. So the Federation is not a valid target. Sorry. And the Klingons are not a valid race to be picking until the very end. Because I like that symmetry. I think it's cool. Cat People versus Romulan. That's definitely an interesting one. Yeah, we'll probably do something like that. We could do Gorn versus Klingon. Although that might be fighting a little bit on easy mode. And then Marak versus Romulan. That wouldn't be terrible. Yeah, I'm sorry, Laurendell, but we ended Series 1 attacking the Federation. So I kind of want to make sort of blowing up the Federation to be a big deal. So, because I like fighting the Federation, and I like fighting as the Federation. So in order to go in between that, we of course have our ISC campaign where we are fighting the Federation. Which is only on stream, sure, but I'm going to be trying to do this more regularly. So we actually have content to work with. Marak and Romulan would be... Yeah, it would be. Do ESGs work on cloak vessels? They do. They absolutely do. Lyrans versus Romulans would be an interesting race. I'm going to have to figure out how to change allegiances on the main map so I can make that happen at some point. That'll probably be like Series 4, because Series 3 is going to be all the Starfleet Command Empire at War campaigns. The special ones. So, and then after that, I'll probably start bugging the guys over at Hot and Spice and say, hey guys, how do I swap factions on things? Because I want to start being a little bit crazy. I have a list of questions I need to ask them. At the top of that list, how do I import new models and how do I make them have, like, stuff? So yeah, that's my plans. So Federation will not be... attacking the Federation isn't going to happen until the end. Until then, we will have to subsist on ISC attacking the Federation, as we are doing in our current campaign, on the stream. So for right now, it's probably either Gorn or Marak, and we have a vote for Gorn. So, not quite sure. By the way, you mentioned campaigns from the other Empire War, I think it was. So, in those campaigns, there's specific scripted missions that come up. So, there will be special event missions that come up that just have you do something outside of the normal mission generations. So, it's not just show up at planet and bomb it. It's like, there is a nanite minefield in this area. You must stick close to this freighter, which has been modified to protect you from the nanites. Defend it as you get into this area to deliver refugee supplies. Like, that's the kind of stuff that it does, which is, in my opinion, really cool. So that's what we'll be doing for Series 3. But that's not going to happen until after we finish the sort of alternate history campaign, I guess, that we're doing right now, where we're basically going through every single one of the races and just fighting the people we didn't fight last time. So yeah, that's the difference. Really interesting, like, special conditions. Hey, I like the normal missions where we just go and blow things up. They're simple. Ah, so they're chasing us all the way up the ECM tree. So we're not going to be able to do anything with that. That's a problem. But, as somebody mentioned... Evasive action. Evasive action. We're going to make this... Oh, it worked. It worked. Aha! Now, here's the problem with running evasive action. Cannot fire a secret weapon while performing erratic maneuvers. Yes, I hate shipyard assaults. It's not that it's a bad mission, it's that it's a boring mission. Although some people would say the planetary assaults are pretty boring. So, oh yeah, the other thing about evasive action is it makes you less accurate. So it's basically an overall malice to everything. But that'll allow us to get close to this planet at a defense shift of 2. Which hopefully will let us getting close enough to then dump our torpedoes. We may be learning whole new strategies on how to play this game with plasma. Just join the... Yes, this is a casual destroyer, I believe, for the ISC. Ow. Even through my erratic maneuvering, they managed to nail me. And it is equipped with four F-type plasma torpedoes and 2 I-type plasma torpedoes. I-types only shoot backwards. And it's a very nice setup because of the way these weapon arcs are set up. 2 of the F-type plasma torpedoes shoot forward half. 2 of the F-type plasma torpedoes shoot aft half. And the I-type plasma torpedoes shoot in a, what is this, like 80-degree arc or something like that? Or no, it's like a 120-degree arc out to the side. So, if you do this right, what you can set up is 5 plasma torpedoes on 1 target. And that's exactly what we're going to try and do. Alright, so he's fired, so we're going to drop from erratic maneuvering, because that takes a little moment. Get within our range. Uh-oh. Mouse, don't leave me now. And now turn. And wait for it. Wait for that perfect moment. Half torpedoes. And erratic maneuvering. Get us back into erratic maneuvers. Oh, we got through? Nice. Alright, so let's... Are we back on erratics yet? Come on, erratics. I need to be erratic. Oh, we do not have power for it. Shoot. Wait, did the F shield hold? Holy crap. Thank you. Okay, so we didn't have the power for the erratic maneuvering. So now we're going back to our maximum defensive mode as we pull away from the planet. Lucky shot. Yes, lucky shot. Alright, so... I think you shot the photon torpedo into yourself. That's been a bit of a problem. Some of these planets shoot themselves. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Alright, so we can pull away now. Yeah, it did deal some damage. Only 10, but the thing to remember is you gotta get through that shield. And he can reinforce that shield to an absolutely absurd level. Like, the amount of defense that he's carting around is huge, because he's a planet. So you kind of expect that from a planet. So, as long as we can stay focused on this single shield now, we should be able to deal a pretty decent amount of damage. Now, we can't hang around, unfortunately, because he still has, well, a lot of weapons. But we might be able to do something. Is he going to torpedo himself to death if you stick at a certain distance? I think it's angle. I'm pretty certain that the torpedo launcher is over here and it has to fly through the planet to hit us. So I'm fairly certain that's what's going on. All right, here we come in for another run. Oh, another ISC torpedo run. We're going to try and again hit that weakened shield because we know it's a weakened shield. We're about to have our plasma torpedoes ready. So we'll have them selected and ready to rock. Good thing planets can't deploy. They cannot deploy whatchamacallits. Wild Weasel shuttles, that's it. All right, come on. Shoot me. Shoot into... That was it? Oh, shoot. No, not the all stop button. Not the all stop button. Why did I do that? I'm going to have to figure out the hotkey so I don't ever do that again, because now we're probably going to die. If at all possible, we in engineering would not have to get pounded all the time. What? Captain, if at all possible, we in engineering would not have to get pounded all the time. So let's see if we can't get out of here before we die. Also, I'm going to come back up to here. Ow. Slow down, because we need free power to do this. That's the problem with evasive maneuvering. It's power intensive. So we are getting damage through, just not as much damage as we should have gotten through. So we are done with trying to do this run on the starboard side, because I'm not going to spend my last repair part on it. So we're actually going to go in this direction, so that I can come back around and hit him from the other side. So we just need to build time. I think we might be able to do something with this. Oh, we're down to 25 power. No, we're done. I think we got to go home. We have one spare part, and we are down 10 points of power. So we're... Yeah, as much as I want to do this, we're out. If we had figured this out earlier, and if we had not wasted so much damage trying to fight those, those destroyers, we actually would have a decent chance of taking out this planet. And in the future, we're going to do that. Now that we know it's possible, I think we have a reasonable chance of being able to take on one of these planets. I mean, we deal about 100 damage every time we make a pass. With erratic maneuvering, buffing of the shields, we might have a chance in the future. Just not this time. So we have learned a great deal from this assault. In fact, we've learned something that, frankly, I had never bothered to think about in the past, what, year and a half that we've been playing this game? So, excellent, excellent things. The stream has taught things. This is why we need to stream more. Purely because you guys help teach me more. 10 Marines looking forward to conquering a planet. Well, technically, there are 15 boarding parties. So, there. Also, technically, according to the manual, each boarding party is worth 5 Marines. So we're actually carrying a pretty decent number of guys. Part engineer, I don't like getting hit. Yeah, nobody on the ship likes getting hit by phaser force. Alright, so let's head home. We'll repair, rearm, and get ready for a return to that starbase, or that planet, because that's good to know. So, actually, quick check through the shipyard. We don't have a ton of cash, but we did reach the X era. And the X era is a pretty important cutoff because it introduces X-type phasers, which are very powerful. So, yes, I know we're looking at something we can't afford right now, but that's to be expected. So if there is a Destroyer X that we get, it might be worth buying. This is also pretty much the same deal. Heavy Casual Carrier Destroyer. Yeah, that's what we are. Duh. So we want possibly an HDD C1 that also has an X suffix. It looks only like the Dreadnought. Oh, no, there's a frigate out there that's got one, but I doubt a frigate is going to match our plasma torpedo weapons. Can our Marines get killed by our ship getting hit? Yes, they can. The more damage that you take, sometimes Marines can take that damage, and then people die. So, we didn't actually deploy any Marines, but we lost... wow, we lost 9 in the fight, just from it hitting areas of the ship. So that was not fantastic. But we should be able to come back and do quite a bit of damage. That's the hope, anyway. We used a lot of spare parts. You lose people now and then when taking damage. Yeah. So it had something about where the critical gets allocated. And it can most certainly kill your Marines. So, especially in planetary assaults, that's kind of important, because you need Marines in order to actually take the planet. And, wow, this was it was an expensive lesson to learn, but an important one. So we're going to pop right back in here. And maybe this time they'll actually give us some escort. Nope, it's a shipyard assault. My mouse appears to not be having a great day today, and I'm trying to figure out why. Come on. You can do it. Or maybe not. Maybe it's just my desk. There we go. Let's go to a shipyard assault. We're not Klingons. We're ISC. So they do not die with honor. They die for the greater good. Well, if you're playing 40k, then they're very much like Tau. God, the connections between those two are actually pretty powerful. Between the ISC and the Tau Empire from Warhammer 40k. Alrighty, today we're not going all on our own, which is good. So we have the monster. Well, it's not the monster, it's a monster, which is a disruptor monster. I think that's medium, because the small has 4, I think. And then another... yeah, monster, right, sure. No. This is the Andromedans. We somehow bribed the Andromedans to support us. The ISC is several races. It really is the evil Federation. And yeah, the frogmen type people there, that's a specific race of the ISC. But yeah, the ISC is several races. They're the evil Federation. We're squaring off against a heavy cruiser and a frigate. As you can see, they look very similar because they both have 3 nacelles. How do we tell them apart? Simple. Which angle is the nacelle at? That's literally the only difference between these later era frigates and the heavy cruisers. It's one of the reasons I'm not super happy with that. There are some changes that this mod needs to ship models to make them a little bit more diverse. Were the frogs the founders? I'm not sure. I don't think so, actually. I think the frogs were just recognized as excellent ship commanders and making rapid decisions. I think that's what it says. When I get a chance, I'll bring up the... I've got the... Whoops. Shoot. I've just spilled water all over my desk. Because I was reaching for the manual, which was right by my glass. So this NSR is off at a long range. We're going to have to do something about him relatively shortly. Hopefully we can get in there to support our Andromedan buddy, although the Andromedan might have it all on his own. He's using his top secret technology that we're not allowed to use, but they're not exactly the most powerful. Let's pick up some pace. Let's pick up the pace a little bit here, and yeah, I am reinforcing the forward shield. We're also going to throw some points into our electronic countermeasure. Nothing too much, just a bit. And yep, now you're plinking away at me. And you're fully engaged with the oh, wow. You are a drone destroyer. Hopefully the water didn't really matter. No, it just missed the manual. No, it landed on the desk, not the manual. So. Alright, so you're actually coming at a pretty nice angle of me. Hi, I'm going to pseudo-torpedo you. Hi, what you gonna do? You're going to do nothing. Okay, oh, and then you did that. Well, we only fired 3 plasma torpedoes instead of all of them, so if I switch directions fast enough, I might actually be able to get 3 more plasma torpedoes on them. The Pronhulites, the Rovillians, the Veltresi, the Quidnabians, the Corlevar, and in Starfleet Command, the Masikan. Interesting. Well, I did my best. Good angle, and we're just going to come in here and unload a couple of plasma torpedoes right on your stern, which hopefully will take care of your power generation. Oh, and that opened it up for the Andromedans to get in on there. And open them up a bit more. So that was a pretty good torpedo run. Not the best we've ever done, but not bad. Let's keep the engines a-rocking. Buff that repair going on. And as we keep going... do I need more? No, no point in getting... Well, if you chase me, I'll drop a mine on your face. I will stop you from being able to do anything against me. Don't think that I do not have that power. Ooh, and the monster is actually starting to get good hits on the Missouri. So we've got the Missouri over there, and the Berlin. Berlin's, of course, the light cruiser. Or heavy cruiser, I guess. No, he's a light cruiser. He's only got 3 nacelles. And you are actually pretty badly damaged, it seems, because you're only doing a speed of 8. Coming in against you actually might be the best plan here. Because if we can take advantage of that, he's got a lot of damage that he can deal to the monster that the monster can't fix. The Berlin has a lot of reliable... Oh, no, he doesn't. Wow, I thought that was 4 photon torpedoes, but it's not. It's only 2. You actually may have a pretty significant problem. Don't even need to. Okay, gotcha. I'll deal with that. That actually works out pretty well in our favor because the Berlin needs kind of a decent amount of distance to slow down. There we go. Causing quite a bit of damage on there. Our rear shields are just taking a pounding on this one. And of course you get through. So we have our forward mount that's about to get ready. I'm actually going to try and pull through this entire turn before he gets any phasers going. I don't think we're actually down any, so we may just be down on labs. And if that's the case, I'm going to ignore the labs for a little bit while I try and get something done. Mainly because I have 3 plasma torpedoes and they need a target, and I see one right in front of me. I would prefer not to waste the spare parts. Your shuttle bay's offline too. Excellent. So we'll get the forward 2 going off. And you're not traveling at a speed that really would matter. And we got that other eye, so 60 damage ought to be able to take you out entirely. And it was not. Interesting. Phasers. Just enough. Alright, we are fighting RFRDs, which means Romulans. Or no, not Romulans. RFRDs are Romulans. Really? We're fighting the Romulans? Huh, they are. Holy crap. So apparently the Romulans and the Federation are working together on this mission. We're just ruining all the Alliance. We've got Federation ships fighting for us against Federation planets. Romulans supporting Federation Federation supporting Romulan star docks in the middle of Federation territory. Like, we are just so multicultural at this point. I'm not quite sure how this is going on. I know that this was something that happened a lot in our ISC versus Gorn campaign, where Gorn ships would support us on missions, but we thought that that was because of the Gorn Civil War. But apparently the ISC just have a chance to work with everybody. Not quite sure how that works out, but I'm not going to complain too much. It's not a terrible thing. We can make quite a bit happen with that. So we're going to take a little bit of time, let our plasma torpedoes fully charge, because it's an important weapon system, and we need to use them to deal a lot of damage. I kind of want to build this ship a little bit differently. If I stripped out the fighter bay and put more power, then this ship would probably be better. And advanced shields. I don't know if that would be possible if you can like make ships in Starfleet battles like you can make mechs in Mech Warrior. But if I were to redesign the ship, that's probably what I'd do. Buff up the shields, especially on the sides more. Give it a little bit more power so it could do more things. Maybe cram in more F-type plasma torpedoes if at all possible. Oh, F-type plasma torpedoes are a lot of fun. Alright, so the things we got to keep in mind are RFRDs are going to be equipped with D-type plasma torpedoes, as well as an F-type plasma torpedo, which is not fun to have to fight. So that means no fighters. We don't get to deploy our fighters into this mission here, otherwise we lose the fighters, and that would not be good. Hey, if you're going to launch that, I'm going to actually accelerate slightly, because this is going to burn out before it gets to me, and then it'll be 3 turns before he's able to use another plasma torpedo. Maybe it won't burn out. It did burn out. We only had to use all of our phaser firepower, apparently. Alright, plasma torpedoes, get ready for... Ooh, gotta keep in mind, star docks have shuttles. So if we just blast this into him, he's immediately going to deploy his Wild Weasel shuttle. So let's pull all the way around, get all the pseudos out. There we go, that should give him a response. It did. Okay. I have no phasers with which to long-range phaser fire, so I'm just gonna have to wait a little bit. I can't just wait for this to burn down. It'll be here for too long, and he will be able to fire another plasma torpedo at me. So I am going to open fire and try and knock him down. Thank you. Target this, wait for the attack shift to go away, and then we'll bomb him with everything we got. Which, to be fair, we have quite a bit. So I think we have... Ow! Yeah, you can shoot back. Is that everything? Nope, I missed the forward torpedoes. So we'll knock him down some shields, knock him down some more. We'll pull away, reverse directions. As long as I'm doing this, I may as well hop over the shield reinforcement to the other side instead of the front, since we're not actually using the front like that. I should have dragged my friends over. Andromedans taking their sweet time. They're only going to invade the galaxy on their schedule, not ours. Plasma torpedoes, since we have it, and we may as well get it out. Because everyone does indeed have their price. Just would have figured that the Federation would be a little bit better indoctrinated than that. You're about to fire a plasma torpedo at me, and that's gonna suck. Actually, bring down the bow. Bow, bow, bow. Aha! Took it on the bow. Alright, now let's just slow down, and we're gonna sit here. Because I think that's probably the best plan. Just go along at a nice slow speed, sitting here under our own defenses. And plasma torpedoes, since it's gonna take him 3 turns to charge. Oh, let's get a little bit further away, actually. That way he can't use phaser 3s against us. Because the phaser 3 will actually deal a surprising amount of damage. I see you are still showing the galaxy your peaceful ways by force. Indeed. Peace through superior firepower. Ow. Getting plinked up by... Hey, now you're involved. Now we got the evil flying saucers. This is our galaxy to invade. But you can help. We're all friends together, I suppose. We're almost done with him. This next barrage ought to do a pretty significant amount of damage, I hope. Although he does have a pretty significant amount of reinforcement that he can throw out. To be Romulans with enough firepower to annihilate pretty much anything you look at. So wait for it. And... Pie? Plasma torpedoes fire? There's one set. Of course. I forgot. I forgot he has shuttle bays. Which is slightly annoying. But hey, now they're destroyed, so we can deal other things. There he goes, ripping around, so he can use his weapons on the Stardock. Except he's not actually firing his weapons on the Stardock, he's just kind of sitting there. There he goes. How much damage did that deal? Looks like I was the only one who actually got through that. Alright, he has no more shuttle bays, but unfortunately we don't have a plasma torpedo ready that shoots forward. Increase the speed time. We've got this particular Stardock down. There we go. The monster taking all the kills today. And can I get you all to come with me? Because you're kind of useful for this sort of thing. He's doing a speed of 18, but he's just kind of doing donuts. Pick one. Go for it. Maybe they're working with me and they want to follow me. That could be the measure. I don't think so, but you know, you never know. You know, you never know? Yeah, that's a sentence. Alrighty, let's burn this off. It's okay. Come in here, slow down the speed of time so I can just pseudo everything. Come on, you care about that, right? Yes, he did. Phasers. Come on, phasers, you got this. Apparently not. I need to get to the other phasers, which are on the other side of the ship. There we go. Target you. Wait for that to go away. He's going to shoot at me when it happens, but hey, we're about to find out. So there it goes. And we need the aft ones, please. You are a jerk. Of course. Of course. Yep. Yep. Cloaking starbase. On the bright side, one, we have destroyed the plasma D, so fighters, kill. They won't hit anything as long as it's cloaked, but fighters go and try and kill it. Yes, cloaking buildings. That's basically what we're looking at. Because, you know, it can move. Or not. So we'll wait for our heavy weapons to come around again. He doesn't have a shuttle bay anymore, so we don't have to worry about pseudo-frigates. We can just bomb him with everything we've got. To which we are going to actually just kind of stop here. Oh, you fixed it? Really? Phasers. Just deal damage to it. Hurt it. Make it stop working. Unfortunately, my phasers are not exactly designed for the sort of broadside combat that I can make my plasma torpedoes work with. Speed up! Really, phasers? Phasers take forever to use. How are you doing? Just in terms of damage. Not great. Not great, but you'll do better. Hopefully they'll survive long enough for my plasma torpedoes to get out. You are still not dead. Now you're dead. There we go. Alright, last one. No, you don't. Get back here. No one said that you could get hit and run. We've only got 2 transporters, though. It's not a great chance for hitting and running. Also, it wastes the Marine, and we kind of knew we were going to be able to destroy it before the Plasma D was going to be able to kill our fighters. And plus, we have magically replicating fighters. I mean, now that it's gone down to 2, now that we've brought them back inside, once it gets back up to full, it's a full squadron of 4 again. We cloned them, I'm sure. Alright. The only time you actually lose fighters is if the fighter squadron is out at the end of the mission and is below maximum health, or if the fighter squadron is dead. So since neither of those cases applied, we were able to get the full squadron back. It's a little bit of a way of cheating the system, but you don't have a whole heck of a lot of control over your fighters, which makes it a little less fair than it would be in like the tabletop. Oh, did you launch your pseudo for it? Here, come on. Target the shuttle. I know it's out there, but I can't see it. F1 for the above view. There it is. Phasers. There, we got it. Okay, so now we just wait for him to suddenly drop his or him to lose his attack shift, or defense shift, or whatever. There it is. And the aft ones for a pretty decent amount of damage, and he immediately cloaks because he's trying to defend himself. And we'll get the 6th torpedo away, and you're mostly done for. Oh, nope, you still have enough energy to cloak. Of course you do. Doesn't have a D-type plasma torpedo again, so off you go, boys. Go and kill it as best as you can. We need to take out this repair dock, hopefully soon, but that might take a little while, purely because of the cloak. I'm gonna stop here. You don't deserve to have heavy weapons. You're a Stardock. You're basically a space frame. He gets better heavy weapons than most of my ships. Speaking of which, we're gonna call the turrets home, because I don't want the mission to end with them still being out and damaged. There we go. That took it. Is that an allied monster? Yes, it is. We get to work with the monsters. Our Beast Raiders campaign, we got to be the monster. That was a lot of fun. 450 prestige and a pretty decent assault gone by. I'll pop back over here and pop back on. It's gonna take us a while, purely oh, I didn't realize we were actually on the planet again. A base assault, sure, why not? If we can take it out, then we'll be in a really nice position. It's a pet. Yes, our little pet. Let's see if we brought anybody. Ooh, we did. We brought a DWC, which is Federation DWC. USS Steffens, as long as a Federation carrier, the USS Vega. Hi, I think we were in a carrier called the Vega for a while at one point. Back during our second Federation campaign. We're going to the upper right-hand corner in case we forget. Let's see, and yeah, we'll just increase the speed of time since we're kind of chilling for a little while. Forward shield's what we need. Reinforce that, plus some electronic countermeasures to make him not happy. Set a probe. Ooh, we're also dealing with a heavy cruiser off there. Oh, God. Oh, no, we lost. We do not win this. Oh, we probably should just go home now. That's not fair. That starbase should only show up when you're fighting a gosh darn dreadnought fleet. Seriously, game, that's not even remotely fair. We'll go take a look at it after we kill the Rommel and his buddy, but oh, beautiful. The Vega showed up and just utterly annihilated the fighter squadron. Fire pseudo torpedoes, please. Make him freak out. Nope, don't need to fire the aft ones. Good. Now he, unlike the starbase, is actually going to increase speed. Didn't realize you had so many traitors in the feds. Well, if you watch Deep Space Nine, half the Federation ended up betraying the Federation so that they could create their militaristic coup. So I don't think the whole Federation are amazing dudes sort of thing actually holds up to in practice. Wait for it. Actually, we could hookshot it just for the amusement. Haha! I'm sorry, that amuses me every time we do it. And we'll get any phases we have, which don't fire backwards, and an I-type torpedo. So, yeah. How'd you like them apples? I bet he's having a really bad day. Those are fighters? I think they are, because they're not coming after me to try and kill me. Oh, hi! See? See? It's someone was asking earlier. It's a full proper Reliant. So, yeah. Specific ship classes do have specific models so that they can represent things. So we have proper Reliant class looking vessels. We're also taking an absolute metric ton of damage right now to our stern, which is not good because I need that stern for running away. Okay, so we took out the Defender, and now it's just the Reliant. Actually, what was your name again? You are the Yamamoto. See, that's a much better name for, or a much better ship for the Yamamoto to be associated with. So, yeah. We need to repair Phaser 3 and a couple of other things. The Reliant is such a cool design. I love it a lot. Like, it's an awesome ship. But yeah. Yeah, they do for specific ships, and they tried to do this as much as possible. Shame to blow it up. Alright, let's see. 10 Marines. If we can get him down to 2 or something around there, we will try. I just don't think it's gonna happen. Come on, pseudo torpedoes. No? Aha, he responded to it. That was the goal. That was the entire goal. Mainly so I didn't have to get shot at by him. Because the Reliant is pretty dangerous. I think these photon torpedoes shoot forwards and backwards. I think they're one of the few mounts that can actually do that. So, pretty good position. Yes, the Miranda class. Or wasn't it called the Ranger class or something like that? Or the Avenger class before? Trickyards did an episode on it, and I can't quite remember. Wait. We want to curl in just a bit tighter because he's going to be flying directly away from our plasma torpedoes. But this is a fantastic angle to engage from. As we pull away. I love those hook shots. They just amuse the heck out of me. Oh, you're about to take all the damage. He's down to 6. If we can keep this up, we might be able to steal him. And I will give it a shot. We only have 2 transporters, but we'll try. We also have some dents that we need to fix. Mainly that. And we'll fix more labs. See the damage model on that thing? Look at all the damage across the ship. He's just having a bad day. And it's our job to make sure that day gets worse. Capturing him will be difficult. Not because we can't overpower him. We have a lot of Marines. But I think the fighters are going to kill him. I think those missiles are going to do it. These warp cores are made of paper. Please stop eating rear damage. At least you're not on a Klingon ship. Those warp cores are made of paper. I continue to believe that to this day, but Klingon warp cores suck. Because they lose so much power so quickly. And that may just be because their rear shields are all terrible. But we have noticed consistently whenever we fight Klingons, you shoot at them, suddenly they lose all power. So be thankful you're on an ISC ship and not on board a Klingon ship. So let's fully experience and enjoy just what sort of horror we're about to fight, which I don't think we're actually going to be able to destroy. Yeah, he's shooting already. That's what we're dealing with. Oh god. Just... I hate this. I don't hate the ship, the starbase. It's a fantastic, loving recreation, but... Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 photon torpedoes, plus an additional 8 missile launchers, plus... Oh, wait, no. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 photon torpedoes. I'm sorry, I missed one launcher. Plus an additional 2, 4, 6... 8. Yeah, this is just as well armed as a planet. I don't think this is actually space dock, but it uses the space dock model, and it's the same class as that is. But yeah, we're probably gonna die. So let's set this up properly. We're gonna try and fight this like a planet because it's armored like a planet. It's better than a planet. First of all, it spins. As everybody knows, spinning is so much cooler than not spinning. And second of all, it's got more photon torpedoes than a planet. So we're going to course on in here, under evasive maneuvers. Then we're going to go at maximum speed. And where is my power generation? Yeah, we're just going to throw a whole bunch of power into speed. We're going to move at maximum speed while evading under maximum ECM. We're going to wait for him to fire as many weapons as we think that he can shoot at us. Then we're going to dump our plasma torpedoes and run. Yes, evasive maneuvers. The secret trick that we have finally learned how to use. It's only been 11 seasons. Alright, you're launching your fighter groups, and your fighter groups are incredibly dangerous. Let's zoom out. So you have... Yes, it is... Oh god, it's a full SBX. That's not even remotely fair. Oh boy, you are big. Like, if we ever get close enough to it, you'll see just how huge this thing is, but... It's a problem. I really should... Oh, and he's got Hawk 3s! So, I have been talking about getting carriers to improve their fighter squadrons as they move throughout the eras. It turns out that... Oh god, shoot. I didn't realize that's how many we were dealing with. I did not see half the squadron here. We're going to slowly travel through. Look at all that. Look at all these fighters. We're gone. No, thank you, sir. We may be dead, actually. Plasma. No plasma? Oh, because we're maneuvering erratically, which may be the only thing that's keeping us alive. So we need to repair engines. We also need to fix this, and this, and this, if at all possible. So we'll hopefully have the Vega protect us. Now, one of the ways that you can... Oh, no, it's the Stephens. One of the ways you can kind of get away from that, get away from the just massive power of a starbase, is to use fighters. A lot of fighters. Yeah, we did take all the business. It was bad. Oh, no, that's a friendly fighter. So, yeah. That's a problem. That's a big problem. Because, one, I needed the fighters to be able to deploy. Two, I'm down to 17 of 32 power. And, amazingly, all my plasma torpedoes stay alive. I'm not quite sure how that one turned out. But, yeah. We're in a bad place. You don't really attack a starbase like this. By which I mean missing your forward and aft shields and half of your power. Like, you could probably attack a starbase if you have... Oh, it's a light carrier. CVL. So, it's a heavy cruiser, but it's not the biggest carrier ever. Oh, boy. I need to get in there for a big plasma torpedo run. Like, that's what needs to happen right now. And that's gonna be difficult to get. He's got the bright blue shields all around. In the stock game, these are white shields, but apparently that's either because somebody thought that looked ugly, or somebody thought that that didn't match the coloring convention. You hit me, but you didn't blow me up. At least the Starbase AI fires normal photons at max range. No, he's firing proximities. We're just really hard to hit. Alrighty, so that's him firing, so that's him firing everything. Okay, that was... Fire everything. Just run. It doesn't even matter you're going to launch a shuttle to be able to stop everything that we just did. Just run. Yellow alert. Evasive maneuvers? Don't have power for evasive maneuvers. Oh wow, he didn't try and defend himself, he just blocked it. So, I told this story in the last stream that we did, but I'm going to tell this story again. Just how terrifyingly difficult it is. Oh god. That was evil. That's not even remotely nice game. We're dead. Unless the Steffens comes in for a clutch save right now, we are dead.
Tractor beams set.
We have no weapons except the mine. And we have incoming missiles and Gatling phasers. Ow. Very much ow. This is why you don't fight starbases. Oh, I did not realize he was packing 12 fighters. I really didn't. And that's what happened. Okay, so we tried and failed. Didn't even bust through his shields. We dished out about 100 damage to that one shield, and it didn't even punch through. We're down to a destroyer, a DDX. Interesting. What does a DDX do? No light cruiser. I want frigates, technically, probably? Somewhere in here, maybe. It might be in a light cruiser class. I think it actually is. Wait, nope. We're on destroyers. DD capital X, please. Now we got DDZs. Oh, there it is. 2 plasma Gs, 2 plasma Is, 8 phaser Xs. We've increased our phaser firepower and decreased everything else. I'm not happy with that ship class. Unfortunately, I don't see much of a solution. This would be nice. A light fleet strike carrier. Mainly because it brings 2 PPDs, and I like having multiple PPDs. So we're going to, I guess, supply. Do I need anything desperately? Not really. We're going to do a little bit of maintenance work around the starbase. Messing with other people. XDDs are cool, and the Federation XDD is an Akula Mark III. Unfortunately, this is a DDX, which is, well, it's better than a DD is, but it is not, it's no XDD. Oh, we got the horseshoe-shaped one. I was half concerned that this ship was not in the game. So that's nice. See? Full-on horseshoe. Game. Oh no, BV. Okay, never mind. I thought this was a battlecruiser carrier. Oh, I saw B and V, and I was like, what? Why? But no, it's a BVE, which is a battle frigate carrier. Or escort battle frigate? Something like that. And off to here, his buddy is a DW. So a war destroyer. Or a destroyer guided? No, it's DDG is destroyer guided, or DG. I like the non-Akula Mark III, like the Akula Mark 1s and 2s, where it's still the sort of classic TMP era one. Because yeah, the Akula 3s look cool, but I really like how just the stock Akula 2s look. Okay, and now we got that's 4 ships. The game doesn't like me today. Run fast as you can. The greater good will be served tomorrow, not today. See, 2 frigates I can take. But this is frigate, light cruiser, frigate. Oh no, it's only 3. I thought it was 4. Still, ooh, wait. DW. 2 DWs and a light cruiser. Let's see what happens if we get in close. Let's just see what happens when we get in near the enemy. I'm sure nothing could go wrong. We only have 2 plasma torpedoes, though. I really don't like that. I don't like how weak our plasma armament is. Favorite faction in the game is the Marak. Absolutely. Why? Missiles are awesome. Just that's it. Missiles are amazingly cool, and I continue to love and use them. In terms of actual ship design, though, the Federation, well, almost nothing looks better than a Federation ship. Like, they're awesome. But yeah, I like the Marak's missile mechanics the most, simply because I can just drown my enemy in 40-something missiles if I take the fast X-type cruiser, because it has like 6 MIRV launchers on it, which I'm not quite sure why you would ever mount 6 MIRV launchers on it, but it's an awesome thing to do, and I wish I could mount even more MIRV missiles on things. But yeah, in fact, sort of my name is the handle that I go for in games and on YouTube, Tirak. It's actually from Mirak, because it's the first letter of my nickname that replaced the M, because I was the most clever 8-year-old you ever done see. MIRV is an MIRV, Multiple Independent Re-Entry Vehicle, and they are amazing. They are 1 missile, which becomes 6 missiles. Yeah. Now, granted, they only deal 1/6 of the amount of damage of the missile, but it's awesome. So, do they have X missile for... No, they don't. So there is A, B, C, D, E, F, and V. The ARACs are small magazines, so they have the least amount of ammo. The B-Racks, I think, are kind of like your normal missiles. C-Racks are double fire, so they get to shoot twice per turn. A, B, C, D. There is no D. E, I also don't think there is... Is there an E? But I know there's an F, and the F are the old ones, which shoot once every other turn. One of those types has a... one of those... Oh, and then there's also a G. And the G is automatically has a defensive rack or something. I can actually look this up in the book. It's right next to me, but I'm just trying to remember this offhand. And then they all fire the same missiles. Other than MIRVs, what ship has the most missile racks in game? I have no idea. I know there are ships with like 8 missiles, and there are dreadnoughts with 12. Asteroid assault. Screw that. No, thank you. I don't actually have a ship to lose to that, so who cares? Oh, and it neutralized anyway. 2 of the launchers are exactly the same. 2 of the launchers are the same, except for one of the launchers automatically comes with a point defense rack attached to it. Yeah, they have the same fire rack, the same capacity, but it has an AMD for free that comes along with it. So that's the difference between those 2. So let me... Actually, is it on the pamphlet? Because that would make my life easier. Because the pamphlet's easier to flick through than that is. ESG, missile rack table. Yeah, there's A, B, C, F, and G. So you like to drown your enemies with missiles, and I like to drown them in fighters. But preferably you could do both. Yeah, one of the missile racks, it's either B or G. Or no. Oh, no, so the A has 4 base number of missiles and 1 per turn. So, okay, yeah, so... The F is the slowest firing, once every other turn. The C is the fastest firing, twice per turn. The B is the expanded magazine one, and I think the G has for free an AMD with it. I'm fairly certain that's how it works. I'm not positive. In fact, the big book actually does have specifics for that. We actually need to catch up to this convoy, so I need to first pay attention to what's going on, and then I will flick through the book while we travel towards the convoy. Oh, we can actually get it to full power. What are we dealing with? Freighter, armored freighters, frigate. You are a DW. Okay, we can take you. We can handle you. And I'm actually going to give myself a forward shield reinforcement. All the way up, please. Reinforce. And yeah, that's about it. Okay, where would weapons be? They are tactical? No. There's a lot of chapters in this book. Tactical systems. Yeah, you're shooting weapons at me. I don't care. Page 173 is when the phasers start, but I gotta pay attention, don't I? Finally look through the table of contents, and that's all I was able to get to. Fire pseudos. Freak out. Be crazy. Go, oh my god, what's that? Goodbye, Paul. I'm leaving you behind. I'm going to kill your convoy while you wait there. You do get half capacity for free, up to half, yes. Yes, you do. Which is how you run around this map without having to worry about anything. So 173 was where phaser started, phaser capacitors, overload disruptors, ECM, because I flicked the head too far, suicide overload. Where is the missile table? Oh, reduced effective ECM, that's what that was. I love this manual. There's just so much in it. Missiles. Hey. And then plasma torpedoes right after it, right? Missiles are guided to the launching ship. Maybe it doesn't. Like, I know it has, one of them has that. I'm almost positive that's how it works. But I thought that the book explained that as well. Maybe not. Maybe it's not written in the book, or maybe it's in the other one. Anyway, I am close enough to this thing that I actually need to pay attention. Hi, I cannot fire all of my plasma torpedoes at you in one massive titanic volley because you'll immediately wild wheeler. So I'm just going to fire the one so that you don't freak out. Because you get acclimatized to those things. There you go. First one down. You are not a Federation Express. I thought you were, and I was going to jump on you for it, but no, apparently not. Hi, we're amongst your convoy killing your dudes. So let's actually target the next one because he's incredibly vulnerable. Incoming missile. Incoming advanced missile, no less. Do not mess with me. I have tractor beams. What do you have? Coming on, do another torpedo. There we go. Let's see. I'd like to see you play a Romulan campaign again. The Romulan campaign was 80-something episodes. You saw me play that more than any other race. Including the episodes that we have gotten more recently. God, that campaign was long. Not bad, but long. So missiles can be shot down. Missiles take damage inside a nebula. Missiles don't cost any power to reload, but can run out. So they're an amazing weapon system, and I do think they're one of the easiest weapon systems to use for new players, because they have the simplest mechanics. But yeah, I love missiles. They're awesome. So yeah, but the Romulan campaign was like super long. Like, really, really long. Again, not a bad thing. I loved it. But like, we're gonna take a little bit of a longer break from the Romulans. We're gonna let them sit in their own little corner of space and be happy for a little while. Is this the destroyer coming up on me? Yeah, at a speed of 20. Back off. You're coming up on my starboard side? No. Well, that's a pretty good... Actually, that's a really good angle to engage me from. Because I'm missing half my shields. And we'd like to avoid dying. How much time is that going to take? I have 5 points of energy in the forward shield. Yeah, give me that and more engine power, please. I'd like to actually get to this guy before he can do anything to me. Because you can tell, that destroyer, he's shifty. He's planning something. It's crazy. So hopefully this we only need to destroy 3 of the convoy ships and then we're done. I'm going to try and kill them all, but worst comes worst, I'm not going to actually kill him. Hi. Bye. Phaser X's are amazing. So we're dealing with you, and you, FTX-1 is actually equipped with a missile launcher. So I'm going to jump him a bit, even though I probably shouldn't, because that puts him right in an open spot, which I don't like to have. Phasers are once again ready, because apparently the Phaser X charges at like double pace. I don't know if that's a glitch or what, but I don't remember that being the case. So opening him up, we grabbed him. Now we're going to come back around and just keep doing phaser passes on you until we recharge the capacitor enough to kill you. 27. Yeah, he's really starting to get worried about this. He's got 3 photon torpedoes and 2 missile launchers. Oh no, just 1 missile launcher. Oh well, sucks to be you. Phasers don't really have enough power to do a full blasting run on you, but I should be able to do something. I hate armored freighters. They're so good for what they are. If you're not like a relatively powerful ship, you're in trouble when you're fighting an armored freighter. And that happened. How much repair? No repair yet. So we're still good on that. Don't need to worry too much yet, but come on, phaser capacitor. I need a little bit more power out of you so I can kill this free trader. We are possibly the bad guys. And by possibly, I mean absolutely the bad guy. What, the destroyer or the freighter? Because the freighter, I think, is doing more than the destroyer is. He's trying to make them action high-speed passes, and it's just not working for him. Let's get the bow back on. I don't have any plasma torpedoes to work with yet, But I do have a decent number of phasers. Could just, like, run into him. Oh, yeah, we have transporters. Duh. We should probably do that for the last one. Because freighters won't let you capture them. They will immediately self-destruct the moment they are stolen. I don't know why civilian crews are so fanatical about it, but they do it. So, yeah, that's an interesting thing. Oh, screw it. Just keep right on in here and nail them with as much damage as you can. There you go. That worked. Good job. You hit me with a photon torpedo. Can you catch me enough? Now, if he was smart, he would get right up on top of me and just blast me with all of his phasers. Which I think he might be trying to do right now. Nope. He's going to keep trying to get the angles. It's for the greater good. It's for the greater good. They're the bad guys. Yeah, but why are civilians just giving up? They're Federation civilians, not our civilians. So how many Marines you got on board? Well, more. You got 2. Yeah, that's what I thought. I can only beam over 2 at a time, though, so it'll take 2 passes. Stop hitting me. I only want to destroy your ship in its entirety. Go. There we go. Marines out. Really, dude, you need to, like, get right on top of me. That's the only thing you need to do in control. Oh, never mind. Sorry, Marine. You were going to lose anyway. So the convoy's been destroyed. We can get bonus prestige if we go after this guy, and I kind of want to do it, just because it's funny. The problem is, he's in really good shape still, because we haven't shot at him at all. Whereas we most definitively are not. Okay, what's that a shield reinforcement I'm currently set up with? Forward? Yeah, that'll be fine. Mine! There we go, weaken the shields a little bit. We're not even yet, but we're working on it. I also don't have a whole heck of a lot of extras. So I'm going to try to keep the phasers intact, but please, can we get the plasma torpedoes charged? It's kind of important. By kind of, I mean, like, if you want to survive this battle, you're going to need those. So, right now, just keep blasting into him. If we can set him on the back foot, then we've done a good job. The trick is to set him on the back foot. It's our destiny to control everything. We can do no wrong. Yes, indeed. And you thought the Federation were evangelists. Just wait until you run into this. Ooh, are you going to bomb your own mine to try and hit me with it? No, you're not quite that clever, but that would have been a good plan. Hey, if you keep that up, I'm just going to underrun all of these by staying at low speed. I can do that, you can't. Although we have cut through his shields in relatively short order. Let's wait till we get outside this mine. Oh, we already are. Okay, good. Speed, please. We need the power. We're going to use his own minefield against him. And G-type plasma torpedoes are starting to charge up. Excellent. We have all of our phasers ready to go, and the capacitor's almost ready. Oh, we're about to come in with a really nice run on him the moment he comes back in here. Now, the only downside to our G-type plasma torpedoes is, yeah, they've got range over F-type plasma torpedoes, but we don't get as much power back, which kind of sucks because I like having power. Yeah, blast away all you want. We're going to catch you. Unless you run completely away. I mean, you could. I wouldn't be able to catch you, I don't think. Is this the ISC or the Tau? They're basically the same guys. Let's be 100% honest. Games Workshop's Tau and Starfleet Battles ISC, there's a lot of similarities there. So, are you seriously just going to run away? Like, he can't run off the map. He won't do it. But you're giving me enough time to charge all my heavy weapons. I thank you for that time, but it may not work out great for you in the long run. Seriously, is that what you're doing? Power? How much free power I got? 12 points of power. Guess what I'm about to do? Yeah, say goodbye to ever being able to hit me with your photon torpedoes ever again. Because I'm just going to go up to full 6. If you want to hit me, you're going to have to get in close. Holy crap, he got in close. That was surprising. See those? And he didn't think they were real. So he was right in not thinking they were real, but then that happened. Does that make the Feds the Imperial Guard? No. God, no. First of all, the Federation doesn't believe people are that expendable. And are they the Space Marines? Also... Well, aside from the fanatical devotion to the enemy, they both have their heads up their own butt. I say that in the most affectionate way possible. Alrighty, so that was a reasonably successful stream, I think. We had a nice little time, good little chatting around. Did a little bit of work, knocked out a starbase, and they got blown up by another starbase. But yeah, I think we're actually going to wrap things up there. We've been streaming for about 2 hours now, and that's kind of what I was setting out to do. And my plan is we're going to be trying to do this pretty much every day for the next week or so. So I'm going to be trying to have it around 3 again next time. I have a bit of an appointment that happens earlier than that, but I'm going to try and make sure that I'm on at that time. So that's my plan. Hope you can join me for it, and I'll make sure that I get a next stream reminder up for it then. But yeah, it was great to chat with you all. It's always fun to have you guys around as we hang out. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, I'm Tirak. We do Starfleet Command and Battletech. Starfleet Command is Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, whereas Battletech is Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. For the stream campaign, we're going to be continuing this ISC thing, unless I get like a huge chat suggestion for, hey, we desperately want to see a different faction played today, which we can do, because, hey, this is not going to be part of the regular series that are going out. We're currently doing a Lyran campaign on our Starfleet Command series, which is about to come to a close, and we're deciding on the next faction. So if you want to have a say in that, just leave a comment somewhere, and I will definitely see it. I read all comments, even if I don't necessarily respond to them. But yeah, again, guys, it was great to see you all. Try and catch me again tomorrow at about the same time. I will set up a stream reminder. And anyway, I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon. Leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next episode.